Hello there, I'm Stephanie Bernard and I'm here at the Sizzix headquarters in beautiful Southern California. And I am here with Kevin Corcoran, the Director of Product Development at Sizzix. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Steph.
How are you?
Really good.
Good. Well, I'm excited because you brought us something new today. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I have my Eclips at home and I've been using it and I love it, but there's something new.
Yes. Right now, everybody has version 1.
Right.
Version 1 had great features in it.
Love it.
Now we have version 2.
Ooh, version 2.
Doubles the features.
Double. So we went from 1 to 2 and it doubles the features.
Yes.
That's exciting. Now, how do I get version 2?
Well, basically, you still use your same cutter, so no investment there.
Great.
Controller, use the same thing.
Okay, good.
What we're talking about version 2 is the actual software. So the features that are inside the controller and cutter, now you can do many more things.
Ooh, great. Now, how do I get version 2?
What we do is we'll have it available fall 2010.
Great.
It'll be on our website. You upload the program, and you connect the controller via mini USB to the computer, and then you just upload the new firmware.
Okay, now how much does 2.0 cost? Because
Absolutely free.
Ooh, it's free. That's even better. That's my favorite word, I think.
I think that's what we're all striving for.
So, great. So let's get started because I can't wait to see all these wonderful new features. Are you ready?
Hold on.
Okay, I will.
Seat belts, hands and arms in at all times.
Okay, let's
We're ready
go.
to go.
Okay, let's go. If you aren't familiar with the Eclips machine, Kevin and I are going to show you how quick and easy it is to get started.
Yeah, Steph, it is very simple. I mean, it's as basic as 4 steps.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we mounted our material on our cutting mat, and we're going to insert that into
I'll help you with that. There we go.
the cutter.
Great.
Then over on this side, we actually have the user interface on our controller. Right now, we're going to highlight and select a folder. I selected the one called Frames, and I'm going to hit OK. That opens up all the shapes within that folder. Then that folder, where we see the shapes, I'm going to cursor over to that jelly roll type of frame, and now I hit Cut.
Wow. That is quick and easy.
Yes.
Wow. So let's get that out of there.
So now we can just simply peel off the cutout.
Yay, look at that. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Look at that. Look, isn't that exciting? Now, this was quick and easy and simple, and we know this machine can do a lot more.
Yes. There's a lot of possibilities that this can do. We made it very simple for first-time users, but people that are more advanced, we have many features that will keep them very happy.
Oh, so much fun. We've just opened up our Eclips box and we're ready to get started. So Kevin, let's hook this baby up.
Sounds good. Well, what you see here is everything that's complete inside the box itself that comes shipped. We removed everything, placed it on our work surface. Everything I'm going to show you how to hook this up is in the user's guide. But let's go ahead and go through it.
Okay.
What we're going to do is start with the electrical first. We have a power supply. This, the round end gets plugged into the back side of the cutter. So we're going to plug that in first.
Okay.
Then we go ahead and hook up the electrical plug into the receptacle.
Great.
Then we have a printer port for the USB cable. And then that plugs into the back side also. Then the USB 2 connection plugs into the back side of the controller.
Well, that's easy enough.
That's the electrical system.
Great.
So let's go ahead and turn this machine around.
Okay.
Now we have the blade holder. The blade holder itself is protected in a nice plastic case. So what we're going to do is remove that. And I'm going to also remove the extra blades.
Extra blades. You said
Extra.
That plural.
Yes. Yes.
I get,
there are
ooh,
two blades.
two. Nice. I like that.
So I remove this plastic cover, and you can actually see the edge on there.
Yeah. Very sharp.
Very sharp. Okay. So what we're going to do is let's go ahead and pick up the blade holder, and we're going to insert the dull end into the blade holder itself. And you'll see that there's the sharp end. Be very careful when you're pushing that in, and there's a little magnet inside that holder.
Okay.
Okay? So you'll actually see it click, and drop right in.
Ooh, I heard it. That's
Yep.
great.
Okay, so let's talk about the blade length, because believe it or not, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to crank it down to 6. What we have here is the number 6 is the deepest blade. It's going to extend it out very long.
Okay.
Number 1 brings it down. So I'm going to show you slowly here. See how it's getting shorter and shorter?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let's go back to 6. I'm going to show you. I take a piece of paper. I take the material I'm actually going to cut. And so by looking at it, you could see that it hangs way past
way
the
too
material.
much.
That's incorrect. We don't want to do that. It doesn't help anything. It actually harms the mat earlier. It prematurely wears out the blade. So what we want to do is we want to set that. So we're going to go ahead and change that. I'm guessing probably around a 2 or a 3, but let's be conservative. I'm going to go to a 2. And now let's do this and see if it's long enough.
Oh, that looks just right.
Perfect. We just want to go a little bit past the material. We're ready.
Okay.
Now let's place it inside the machine.
Okay.
Let's bring it over there. I like to put the arrow out, facing towards me while I'm working. See how I drop that so that the white line touches?
Yes.
I'm done. Now I just tighten it.
Okay, wait, you just did that with one hand.
One hand,
That was
that's all you
easy.
need.
Drop and turn. Perfect.
Just make sure
Done.
that the white part hits. You're ready to cut.
Oh, I like that.
Now we're ready to put the cartridge in. The starter system does come with a starter cartridge. We do have multiple cartridges. What we're going to do is let's go ahead and pull out this book.
And you know what? I have to tell you really quick. This is my favorite part of this cartridge because I love how it shows you the shape and then it shows you like the pieces, for example, and then the shadow. And so I know exactly what comes with each shape so I can plan all of my activities. I'm very excited about that.
Plan ahead. I like
Yes.
that.
And our favorite tip, that it lays flat when you're looking through it. So you don't have to worry about it opening and closing on you when you're on your page.
I totally agree with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the controller, and you notice a little notch here missing, and we're going to take the cartridge, and it sits flat up against that, and you'll see that there's 2 grooves, and we just slide that in. So looking at the top of it, you can actually read what cartridge you're putting in, and then we slide it so it's flush.
Nice. We've hooked up our machine. Now it's time to get started. So Kevin, what's next?
Well, let's start it up.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to press the left button. It's a universal power symbol that you see on the switch. We're going to press that. And the cutter turns on the controller, and you'll see that the LCD screen turns blue, bright blue, and it's going to ask you a series of questions.
Ooh, okay, quiz time. I'm ready.
And you must answer the questions.
Okay,
All
let's
right,
go.
first question is, what language do you want? You have a choice of English, Spanish, German, and French.
Okay, now what if I wanted to pick one of those other languages? What would I do?
Right, because right now it does default onto English. So what we're going to do is this directional pad that has the OK, we're going to press down in the direction that you want the highlighted area to move.
Okay, now I'm not bilingual, so put it back on English.
Okay, let's go back to English. So we're going to bring that right back up by pressing it 2 times. Now we're on English. Now we press OK. The instructions are right there on the very bottom.
Okay, great.
So now your next question is, do you want inches or millimeters?
Let's do inches.
Okay.
I know those better.
Same thing, we can press down or up, but of course we want to leave it on the default. So we press OK.
Yes.
Next and last question is, what name do you want to put in here?
How about Stephanie, Queen of Everything? Or Stephanie,
can do that.
Princess?
Okay. What we do is we slide up the LCD screen so we expose the keyboard, and then we just put in the letters.
Okay, we'll put in your name.
Because it's much shorter?
It's shorter.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to press K, E, V,
You're doing very good
I.
upside down.
N,
Yay.
and press OK.
There you go.
Now we're ready to go.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
Kevin, tell us more about the cartridges.
Well, the Eclips system uses cartridges, and inside the cartridges is where we keep all our shapes and fonts. So the cartridge itself that we have when we buy the system is the starter cartridge, and all the cartridges work the same. You just place those inside the controller. We just slide that in like that.
Well, that was easy.
Less
Now,
design.
the machine is on and you just put it in there. So does that mean I can take out the cartridges and put them back in while the machine's on?
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Just the time that it's cutting is the only time that you can't take it in and out. But let's say that you want to set something up. I want to cut one shape with that cartridge, and then I want to take that out, place another cartridge in, select another shape, and then hit cut.
Wow, that's a time saver because I don't have to turn the machine on and off and things like that.
Yep.
Oh, I like that.
Hot swapping.
Nice. Okay, so let's put our cardstock on our mat. I'm going to peel off the protective cover here, and I'm going to put some cardstock on here just to get us started. And are you ready to load this?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I'm going to put it into the machine, and I'm doing this upside down, by the way, so shows you how easy it is. One quick little button, yay, I did it, woo. No.
Very good.
And all I had to do was press this little button, and away I went. So
Correct.
now I'm going to eject it. Let's pretend I'm already done cutting, and I'm going to eject it. Just another simple button push.
Correct.
That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
But we have another way.
I think you're right,
We try to make it other ways as much as possible.
just for fun.
Yes. Well, because what we're figuring is that the customer will sometimes be away from the product. So let's say that you go ahead and insert it.
Okay.
What we can do is we'll slide up the controller LCD screen, and we have a series of buttons here that are feature buttons. So
Nice.
if you have that position, what I'm going to do is the button's right here, and it's called the load and unload button, so we can do it remotely.
Now, I have to tell you, I use that button when I'm leaning back in my chair, holding my remote, and I'm a little bit too far away from my machine to hit unload or
Yes.
load.
And what's very nice too is if you have a very large mat, we do sell a 24-inch mat, you can be further away from the machine. You don't have to be hunching over your product and things
Right.
like that. So
That
it's
is
much
great.
easier.
I love it. I really love it.
All right.
Kevin, I love this controller. It's so easy to hold and it just feels so good in my hands. Tell me more about the screen, because I noticed it's cut up into a couple different sections.
Yes, it is. It's a very nice resolution screen. The controller and the screen itself is the heart of the system. This is the main communication between you and the cutter. Let me go ahead and describe this area here on the LCD screen is where a lot of information, the parameters, we call it the options menu. And it shows everything from your speed and pressure, the size of the material you're cutting, what type of material you're cutting. And the reasons for that is it tells the cutter how to cut.
Great.
Further down are the features for each of the shapes that we'll be selecting. So for example, you see here that we see solid and shadow for that specific feature. This top section here is the cue. What that is when we select a shape and we add it to the cue, we can now select another shape. So we don't have to just cut one shape at a time.
Oh, great.
We can set up many different shapes. This is the main display here that has the congratulations written in there. What that is just a large version of this selection menu that we have down here. So as I'll show you as I cursor over, you'll see how fast and how quick the resolution is. Basically what it's doing is it's taking that shape and just making it larger inside the display.
Now, Kevin, I hear there's a hidden menu as well.
Yes, there is. Actually, it was a menu that was there before. We only had one feature in there on the earlier version. Now with this updated version, we actually added quite a few more features.
Ooh, sounds
So
exciting.
we'll show you right away. Instead of just one line of information, you can see a series of about 8 or 9 pieces of equipment.
Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait to learn more about each one.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Kevin, there are so many great buttons on this controller. I'm afraid some people might get a little confused. So why don't you explain them to us?
Okay, Steph. Yeah, we tried to add the buttons with symbols on there that are very intuitive. So for example, this button here has the plus symbol. That means add. So what we're going to do is, as we see that this flower is now highlighted, that's where we are. So we're going to add that flower to the queue.
Great. So now it's in my queue. I see it.
Yes. Another button right next to it, it's a little backwards button or escape button. Again, by pressing that, that's going to take you back to the last menu you were in previously. So for example, pressing that, it takes us right into the folders menu.
Oh, so now I could go down a little bit and get into a different folder if I wanted and get some more shapes.
Correct. And you'll notice that right here shows you the instructions.
Oh, okay, great.
So we don't need to look at our manual.
Oh,
we know
good.
that people put that away and they never find it
Yes,
again.
hopefully
so-
they just watch our videos and then they know what to do.
Right. And if not, they
And it's
forget
right
who we
there.
are. They look at that. So let's go ahead and go down to the next category that we want to look at. And we press OK, and that is a font folder.
Great.
And so I'm going to slide this LCD screen up, and it's telling you, please select characters.
Okay.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to basically select a character. So let's select G. And then you'll notice that's a lowercase g. So the shift key, pretty intuitive,